back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I need help, you guys. I need help. I have gone on a bit of a book frenzy recently. I was so good about using the library for so long, and I still do if I'm not sure that I'm going to love a book. But recently, I've hauled some books, and by some, I mean quite a few. But man, did I hit the jackpot at the used bookstore. So, we did save some money while we were shopping, and today I just figured I would share all of the books that I have hauled recently. One, to show you, and also maybe some accountability to remind myself that I do not need to buy any books for a hot second. So grab yourself a drink, a beverage, a coffee, a tea, a juice, whatever you would like, maybe a snack, and let's dive right in. I am going to save the biggest score of a lifetime for last. So stay tuned to the end to see my heart explode. Insane. Insane. But it all started with a trip to Savers, which, you know, sometimes I forget to go to. Like, I donate there all the time, but sometimes I forget to, like, go in. And they actually have a hefty used book section. And it all started with one day I was just like, let me just go in and peruse. And I scored big time. Scored, and I couldn't be more happy about it. So, the first thing that I saw there was Every Heart a Doorway, which had been on my list to buy or to find. It was at the top there. I had been really wanting to read this one, and it just caught my eye, and I was like, hello, you're coming home with me. And the good thing about Savers is they're, I believe, buy 4, get 1 free. So even though they're already priced so low, but if you find 4 or more, you're gonna save even more because then you get them free, which is great. Which happened this day, which I was not planning on. I'm always content if I walk into a used bookstore and I find one thing, which did happen in another used bookstore. But I was excited because I scored. Anyways, this was the first one that I found. This is a fantasy novella. It's part of a series that I have been really wanting to get into, the Wayward Children series, for incredible things. So I saw this, beelined it, you came home with me, and then I also saw a copy of And Then There Were None, which is also another book that I've been really wanting to read. I've been trying my best to get into classics as well, and I love a cozy mystery. It's no secret, I've talked about it many times. I love Sherlock Holmes and just the vibes of cozying up with a whodunit, and even if it's not like groundbreaking, trying to figure it out. And Agatha Christie is the queen of cozy mysteries. So I had not read any of her books, which I know is, I feel like, a sin. So I got this one, I found another one at another used bookstore, which I will show you, but I found this and I was very excited. And then this next book, I can't say that I was excited about it because it's one of those books that, like, I really want to read, but I know that it's not going to be a good time, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to read it, and it's A Little Life. And I know, some people are gonna be like, you shouldn't even try to read that, and some people are like, it's their favorite book of all time, and they definitely recommend at least reading it once to have the experience, no matter how gut-wrenching and heartbreaking it is. And that's what I've heard about this book, is that it is an absolute gut wrench. It's heartbreaking. It's so hard to read. Every reading vlog that I've ever seen from anyone, their thumbnail is always of them crying while reading this. I mean, that just looks like the face of pain. Anyways, so I can't say I'm excited, but I'm excited that I found a used copy of it, and it was just there, and I was like, well, this is a sign. I should pick it up. It's gonna sit on my shelf for however long, because this book is like 800 pages long. And one of these days, when I'm feeling brave, I'm gonna get to it. And then, speaking of Sherlock Holmes, there's a not a retelling, but the Arthur Conan Doyle realm allowed for another few books to be published within their world, and I believe the first one in the series was called Atlas 6 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I haven't read the first one, but the second one in the series is the Moriarty book, and I could not buy this one for the cover. It's stunning. Also, Moriarty is just a fabulous character. So devious. So devious. So I do plan on reading the first book in the series first. I have to get my hands on it, whether I can find it used or new. So I will be doing that and then reading this. But for now, this sits pretty on my bookshelf. I'm obsessed. And then the last book that I found in this particular haul was The Push. And this is one that I've been wanting to read for a while. It's not one that I ever wanted to buy new because thrillers are hit or miss. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I hate them. So normally with my thrillers, I will read them for the library, and then if I love them, I will purchase the physical copy to have. But this one, it was, cheap, and I got a free book, so I figured why not, we'll just scoop it up while we have it, and I'm actually halfway through this right now. It is such a fast read and quite disturbing, but yeah, so that was the last one from this particular day. And then about a week later, I was like, you know what, I've been wanting to try out this used bookstore for a while in another town. It was like 20 minutes away. So I decided, you know what, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna have ourselves a solo date. We're gonna go to the bookstore, check it out, and all the proceeds from this bookstore go to a really good cause. So whether you find one book or whatever, it's still worth it regardless, and the books there are priced so incredibly well, like insane. So I was happy to go and peruse. I spent so long in there, and the woman in there was very helpful. So anyways, I found The Collective by Allison Galen, and this is a thriller that I've been wanting to get to as well. It's considered a thriller. We're just gonna say it's a thriller. It's a psychological suspense. There we go. I don't want to mismark it, because sometimes when you say things, people are expecting one thing, and that's one thing that I've heard about this. This is more of a suspenseful kind of story, not necessarily thrilling, but still a good time. This, I believe, is about a group of moms who kind of band together and cause justice, or seek out justice in some way. So that sounds like a grand old time. So I found that, and then I found the second Agatha Christie, which is Murder on the Orient Express. But this isn't necessarily the cover that I would have gone for. I think I would have gone for more of a classic cover than like a movie style cover. But regardless, it was there. The proceeds went to a good cause, so I figured, you know what, we're just gonna grab it. And I would like to maybe do like a reading classic, whether that's like cozy mysteries or something like that, or who done it and trying to figure it out before the end of the book kind of vlog. So pick that up. And then the last one from that particular store, I found a copy of The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the second book in the Inheritance Game series. And I have not read the first one. And at this point, I didn't own the first one. Spoiler alert, I bought it. But this is a new, like brand spanking new hardcover, and I want to say this was like $1 something, so I couldn't pass it up, knowing that I wanted to read the Inheritance Games anyways and continue with the series, because I'm sure I'm going to love it. A Deadly Game. Yes, please. So I picked this up and I'm so happy. So since I had found this one, I went on Amazon when I got home and I ordered the first one because I can't read the second without reading the first. So I did pick up a copy of the Inheritance Games. Very excited to dive into this and the series. Like I said, Deadly Game, that sounds like a bit of me. So here for it. And like whodunit, trying to figure it out, kind of like Knives Out. That sounds like a grand old time. And then while I was on Amazon, I decided to get a copy of My Best Friend's Exorcism because I've been really wanting to read this and I have a specific vlog in mind. where I do, so I picked this one up as well. And this cover, regardless if I love this or not, I didn't care because I needed this book in my life. Like, it's perfection the way it looks like an old VHS cover. We're very excited about that. And then I had a girls' day with one of my friends in the city, and we decided to peruse a used bookstore in Cambridge that I've been wanting to go to, and there was a whole ton of books there, but nothing that like super caught my eye. But I did find a copy of Long Bright River, so I decided to just go ahead and pick this up. I've heard nothing but incredible things about this book. I've heard that it's heart-wrenching, it's got like sister relationship, what I love, and obviously the mystery of like a murder, and this woman is trying to solve it after her sister goes missing. Anyways, I've heard incredible things about this book, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, so I figured, you know what, why not? But that was the only book that I found on that particular trip. Now let's move into my picks for book of the month for September. Also, can we talk about how these came literally before September 1st? Book of the month is on their shit. They are literally so efficient with their shipping. You have your books within a couple of days. And if you are curious about book of the month, this isn't sponsored, but I do have a referral link that I will link in the description. But the first book that I picked up was The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This is part of a book club that I'm participating in, so I decided to pick this up. But also, it sounds like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which is one of my favorite thrillers of the year. And so I feel like this book is going to hit, although I don't want to compare it to that because I feel like then my expectations are just going to be way too high, but I can't help it because the plot sounds so similar. But while I'm reading it, I'm going to try to tune that out and just enjoy it for what it is. Ruth Ware, hit or miss, as we all know, so I'm excited but nervous about this one. And then I also decided to pick up Sourdough. This is a cozy fantasy about a woman and her sourdough starter. Obviously, it's way more than that, but regardless of that, I love bread, I love sourdough, and something about a cozy book about a woman and her sourdough starter sounds like something I need in my life, so I decided to pick this up. And then my actual pick for the month of September was Other Birds. This was under the magical realism category, which just sounded so fun. I don't really know what this is about, but it just sounded like a good time for October and like some magical reads. So I just decided to go with this one. It just sounded different. I love the colors, I love the cover. And yeah, so I just decided to go with this one, because why not? Why not go outside of the realm of like my normal thriller picks? So I'm excited about this. How many times can I say I'm excited in this video? But really, this last bunch, you aren't even ready. You aren't even ready for the gold that I struck at my local Savers. So those other books that I got were from a Savers that's like a little bit away from me. And then, you know what, I was like, I just feeling like to go check out my local Savers as well, because why not? And okay, here's the deal. I have owned Harry Potter books throughout my life. I have owned all of them at one point, and then all of them have either gotten loaned out to family members, to friends, and they've kind of all worked within our family. So somehow I ended up with book 7 and book 1. And that was it. And book 1 was like my old paperback OG copy of it. And then I had the hardcover book 7, and that was all I was left with. So this day at Savers, I'm perusing the shelves, I'm not really finding anything. You know, I go through the shelves one way, go down the other way, and then I come back, and the woman is putting out the collection of Harry Potter books in hardcover, the entire collection. And I was like, it's a sign. Now I can have my collection full again, and it's just meant to be. And regardless of the price of them, I was going to do it. And then I realized that these are marketed as young adult, which means at Savers, they are only $1.99. And like I said earlier with Savers, their books are buy 4, get 1 free. So I got this is so heavy, all of the Harry Potters that I was missing. I got the hardcover of book 1. So books 1 through 6 for $9. I am the luckiest human in all of the land. $9 for all of these, and they are in impeccable condition. There are some of them that have some folded pages or whatever, but they're in loved condition. Let's just say that. And like, I'm okay with that. Like, some of them have a few little stains, but that just means that they were used, they were loved, they were read, and I'm okay with that. They don't have to look brand spanking new. Literally all of them, every single one, 1 through 6, for $9. I was shooketh, and I literally came home and like did such a happy dance and was so excited, and my husband was like, you are strange but like so happy for you at the same time. And I was like, same, me too. Best find ever. So now my collection is complete again, and I'm very excited, and they are not going anywhere. I'm not loaning them out. These are here to stay, and I'm stoked. I'm going to do a reread at some point next year because that just needs to happen. This was too good of a score not to infuse a Harry Potter reread, so it's going to happen. Probably not this year, but next. And those are all of the books that I have hauled recently. Like I said, you gotta hold me to it. I am not allowed to buy any books in the month of September. It's just not allowed to happen. I'm full up at the moment, and even though I won't be reading the Harry Potters right away, I have plenty of other things on my shelf to keep me busy for a little bit. So I'm on a book ban until October, and then all of the spooky reads can come into my life, and I'm excited about that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe while you are here. Turn on the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
With you and I, the future is bright.